Uh, Hello. Yeah. So, first of all, I'd like to thank the people of Kumasi for creating such an incredible atmosphere, and I have no doubt that the fact that we scored the goal as late as what we did was a factor for the crowd that we had. So, I think a big thank you from myself and obviously all the players. I thought we started the game well. And sometimes in this game, you have to get your goal or your goals in when you are having your better period in the game. Probably the disappointment is that when we came out at second half, we wasn't able to, I think, replicate what we did in the first half. And the difficulty becomes if you haven't scored and you don't have a lead, the game becomes open. And when the game becomes open, it can go either way. So I think we had enough opportunities in the opposition box, but of course if we don't score them goals, it puts pressure on ourselves. And I thought we were up against a good and very well organised Angola team. But credit to the team and the players that showed great spirit and determination. And I think when I was here a few days ago, it's a win. And that's the most important thing.
Right. Okay.
It's your first officially as Avenger. I would like to know from the three departments.
I don't think it's about strengths and weaknesses, because there are two categories: you attack and you defend. You defend as a team, and you attack as a team. What's the area that our game is all about scoring goals. And even when you are not at your best, when at least you score, it can take the pressure off of the team. And unless you do that, it gives the opposition a lot of encouragement, and it becomes a more difficult game. It becomes a more even game. So I don't think it's a question of the good parts of a game and the bad parts of a game. It's about improving, I think, our general play. And I think going into the next game, I would like us to, our overall game, if I'm looking at our overall game today, I think certainly if our overall game today is better, then certainly we won't give ourselves as many problems as what we did today.
Chris, it's difficult to make sense of what we wanted to do. So I thought I'll ask you what you set out your team to do when they have the ball.
I think the game plan is always about formation. So if you see the formation that we played, which was in effect 4-2-3-1, which is two midfield players that you think can dictate the patterns of play of the game and the tempo of the game. And I thought we started really well this way. I thought Partey played some wonderful balls behind, and we had good opportunities. So this is how we want to play in this formation. Fullbacks that can get forward, get into obviously offensive areas, and have good link between the midfield and Kudus to allow us to get through the thirds and play in the opposition's half. For that, you need good distribution of the ball, and you need a certain amount of quality on the ball. And probably we just lacked a little bit of that in phases. I thought we had good possession, good percentage of possession, but we probably just didn't make enough of it. So I think around the way that we wanted to play, there were some pluses, particularly I think in the first half, but probably we wasn't able to maintain that in the second half.
Right, so Michael, you take the next one.
There was a surprise element in your lineup. Captain Andre, you trained during the 2 days that the team trained together.
No, this is the choices you have as the head coach. We know the quality that Andre has, but we also know the quality that you'd like to think that the squad have. This is the reason why they're in the squad, and this is the reason why the squad has been announced with some that didn't make the squad. So these are always very difficult decisions for me. So for one player who plays, there's always another player who doesn't. So certainly nothing to read into that. He's has been and still is a very good player. It was just my choice today.
Congratulations, you learned something new about your team every day. What do you learn about this team and African football?
Some of the things I learned but I already knew. You know, sometimes in the heat, you know, it's difficult for the game to have 90 minutes of the tempo that you would like. It's almost impossible. So the game will always be up and down, and there will be times in the game where supporters will look at and think, you know, the tempo needs to be higher. But it's difficult, you know, in these conditions. But it's the same for both sides. So it's about making the most of those moments that you have. And I think anybody watching the game, I think, would have, seen in the first half, particularly early in the game, I think we got into some really good positions. But African football is no different to, you know, football anywhere. It's about, if you perform well enough, you have a chance of winning. If you score the goals, particularly early in the game, you can take some of the pressure off yourself. And probably, you know, our performance was okay. I think in the end, I think we deserved it out of the two teams. If you had to pick one team, I thought we were better than Angola. Not so much more, but I thought we were better. But it's no different really anyway. It's about defending, and I thought we defended well and had to. But certainly if we were able to get them goals or that goal earlier, it would have taken some pressure off.
Right, Derek, and then so I take.
It's a good question, and probably I'll turn it around a little bit. We've had 11 chances, so that's the first positive. You know, if you was telling me that, you know, we played 96 minutes and we only had 2 or 3 chances, you know, then that's worrying. But the fact that we have had chances, you know, you always know that if you go into any game and you have that volume of chances, the law of averages says, come the next game or the game after that, you're going to put some of them chances away. And that's the only thing that we learned, that we perhaps need to be a little bit more clinical when we have them opportunities, because if you're not at that time, then the opposition can gain strength from that. And I think we were up against a good Angola team, good technical team, strong, powerful team who defended very well.
Coach, thank you. My name is Secretary Champion for goalkeeping. In your vast experience as a manager, which atmosphere comes first?
That's a good question. Probably none. You know, it's what I would say is that I've been involved in some, as a player and a coach, some very, very big atmospheres. But it's different here. And I'm talking about before the game, the atmosphere before the game. These type of atmospheres you don't experience too many places. Certainly don't too many places outside of Africa. You don't experience. And what they want, we know what they want. You know, they want to see free-flowing, exciting football, and whenever somebody in the team does something special, the volume raises even more so. As coaches and players, you want to give them that as much as possible. It's not always possible. And sometimes the game is won on a last-minute goal. And I think certainly a support like this can take credit for that also. But no, it's a special atmosphere, I must admit. I can tell you is it's outside of my jurisdiction to determine where the game is going to be played. What I do know and what I did know was I've been here before in a different role, the Nigeria game, and I experienced it then. And I think once you experience it, you look forward to seeing that again, you know, and particularly in a winning atmosphere. And it's the same as anything. Once you've had something that you excites you, you want that again. So yes, I probably, Henry would know more than me. I don't know if there's any other atmosphere like this in Ghana. I don't know. Henry probably could tell you, but it's an exceptional atmosphere, and no doubt it's good for us as a national team and for the players.
Right. If there's any pressure, I mean, I know when I come on, I know what I need to do. I need to make sure I'm effective for the team and try to get a goal. So, I mean, there wasn't any pressure in that sense, but the time was ticking, so we needed to act fast, and luckily it dropped in the box to me, so can't complain. Yeah, I mean, I was right in front of it, so I mean, I thought he would have got the final touch, and then just rolled up to me. So I mean, right place, right time. Be in the starting team, so you know, if I'm not selected, I make sure when I'm on the bench and I'm coming on, I make sure I'm ready. I've warmed up well and make sure I'm effective for the team, like I said. And you know, luckily, the ball fell to me and I scored. But you know, I always want to be useful whether I'm starting or on the bench as a goal scorer. So yeah, I'm happy today, and you know, we have to go again in the next few days. I would say, so the first part of your question, it's obviously a good thing. As a striker, you want to score. So haven't scored in a while. It's good for the confidence. So I know that leading up to the next game, and when I go back to club football, I know that I've got the confidence through on goal. So you know, just have to take that with me. But yeah, just I'm happy with that goal. Needed it. Definitely needed it for the confidence, and yeah, I just have to keep going now. I just have to keep building on top of that, and the atmosphere is always good here. Like it's never ever bad. My dad was actually in the crowd, so it's obviously nice. But yeah, the fans are always good. They always bring the vibes, so yeah, I can't complain.
Mike.
I can't answer for that one, but you know, I'm just obviously prepared no matter what the circumstances are, whether I start, whether I'm on the bench, still the same thing anyway. Just make sure I'm ready if I'm on the bench, and then if I start, make sure I provide for the team and get some goals. So I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm always ready.
Right. Betty,
well,
please take the microphone. It's right behind.
My name is Betty, and I know tension was so high. The fans were expecting it.
I wasn't in the team talk for half time, but I can imagine talking on what Chris said. Just you know, keep doing what we're doing, because we were playing well. We were playing well in the first half, but we just weren't clinical. So just doing the same thing over and over again and making sure we put away a chance. So you know, I'm happy it fell to me, and obviously went to the last minute, but we played well the whole game. So you know, just need to build on that and make sure when we go to Angola we do the same thing.
Right. So I took the last.
You are selected. What will be the approach?
I think the same thing, really. We went into the game knowing that we've got the quality to do damage to the team, and yeah, I mean, it'll be the same thing over and over again. Just building from the back, building through the midfield, and when we get chances, we're clinical. So I wouldn't say anything changes.
Right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.